you're in the middle of the mountain with no vegetation, you're like full exposure, and just that temperature change kind of puts you off.
We're making progress. This is where we're going now.
The way down was so painful, so painful. Another one in the group started to throw up and puke. Quitting had been on my mind for the last 20 kilometers already.
So fucked. So fucked.
So, this whole thing didn't start with some epic goal in mind or a spiritual desire to push my limits. No, it was actually a lot more casual than that. A few weeks ago, my friends and I had completed a half triathlon, and after the race, my friend teased me saying there's a 100-kilometer marathon happening a couple weeks down the line. And initially, I laughed him out of the room. I just completed a half triathlon, I almost killed myself running just 5 kilometers, and I told him, bro, let's just run 10 kilometers and see how that goes. But a few days later, he sends me a screenshot of him signing up to the race with a few of our friends. And I think, you know what, fuck it, let's embrace the challenge and go on an adventure. The problem is, none of us did the one thing you're supposed to do for an ultramarathon: train. With 2 weeks notice, none of us had the chance to go into training. Some experts actually also told us that we want to make sure our legs are well rested before the race and suggested that we don't do anything extra coming up to the event. So, we didn't. Then fast forward to the day before the race, me and the crew drive to Hatta. We arrive in this beautiful villa with mountain views, and the stress and anxiety really starts to come up. Did you see the sink?
No.
One of the sinks? So let me present you the first bathroom. In this bathroom, we have 2 sinks. I would do a demo, but I don't know, maybe not do it.
You guys working, huh?
Yeah.
Right before the race. Insane.
It's Friday, I think we get another 2 hours going and then we chill. What else are we gonna do? What are your expectations?
Bro, it's a 15-minute workout.
It's 15 minutes, yeah.
I'm more than capable of doing a 15-minute workout, 100%.
Alright.
We'll
see, let's see.
So, 15 minutes?
I sincerely apologize to Tim's coach.
Wait.
This is, I can't even hold the camera now.
Alright, we're gonna go get our racing bibs, get some food, meet the other guys. And yeah, we're getting closer and closer to the start race. I think I'm just trying to stay distracted, so I don't think about it too much. We drove to go and pick up all of the equipment, so the bib numbers, the timing chips, the safety briefings, and suddenly it got really serious.
How many kilometers did you do?
100. I was expecting it to be a bit stricter, because on the list they had like 100 items that you must have, like a foldable cup. How many people are going? 58? My only goal is to complete the race. Everyone around looked like an actual ultra runner with proper trail shoes, hydration vest, tapped knees, compression sleeves, and suddenly I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know if I thought this through the whole way. Also, when I looked at the map and what we were about to run, I was just in disbelief by the amount of elevation and just the sheer distance that we were running. It got very real very quickly. Like that one is going to be tough. And like pretty much from here to here it's all downhill.
It's really not that bad.
It's not that bad now.
It's really not that bad.
We're looking at it. 100 kilometers, 3,329 meters of elevation. And honestly, I've never run more than 10 kilometers, so... Later that night, we tried hanging out with everyone, but really you could tell everyone was rather anxious about the race. We were all double checking our equipment, making sure it was working, how and when exactly we were going to use each piece of equipment, and we went off to bed as early as we could, which was around 11 p.m. Stuck in the tent, camping. It was cold, bro.
The run is about to start soon. How do you feel?
Right now I feel pretty good. I need to get those nipple straps. Yeah. Did you put them on? Can I have the thing?
What the hell?
Yeah, because I thought we went for a while, but nipples itch. Tired but nervous, I was trying to not think too much. We quickly packed our stuff and drove straight to the finish line, and this is when the adrenaline kicked in.
I can see a couple of people walking in from the car park.
We arrived and saw runners with the headlamps, the music, the runners warming up. Even though I wasn't fully ready, I just wanted to go because it was just so much anxiety building up, and I just wanted to just get this done and over with. Now, the beginning of the race actually felt great. I was with my boys, we had our head torches on, it was night time, so temperature was great, flat terrain, we were all cheering each other, and the first 10 kilometers was just a blessing.
I think we're 5 kilometers in, starting the first descent. It's pretty magical. Feeling good so far? No, downhill.
I was climbing quite well. I went downhill quite well, which was to my surprise because I was worried as part of one of the things that I was visualizing could happen in terms of pain or where I could particularly suffer was going downhill with my toes essentially just jamming into the shoe because my shoes were a little bit too small for my feet. But actually, I felt great. We arrived to the first checkpoint. I think that was 15 kilometers in, and me and the boys still feel good. And during the second checkpoint, this is when things started to get a whole lot worse.
Oh shit! I was on the hill, bro.
Doing pretty good so far.
Yeah.
So the sun is now properly hitting our face, temperature drastically increases, and you're in the middle of the mountain with no vegetation, so you're like full exposure, and just that temperature change kind of puts you off. Now, I found myself being a little bit ahead of the group, and at this point, I had Jessie, another of the ultra runner, catch up to me and starting to make conversation. So we actually did a good portion of the race together while she was pacing me with her experience, and up until the second checkpoint, we do this, and we feel great. We don't stop too long, but it's starting to get really hot, so you're trying to cool yourself by putting some ice everywhere, you're trying to eat a bit, and we're 20 kilometers in. I'm like, wow, I've never run 20 kilometers in, but right now I feel decent. At the beginning of that second checkpoint, I initially had my crew catch up to me, which was super cool and really energizing. But the moment that they leave me, I'm still behind Jessie, but suddenly I start having like a massive pain in my right knee.
Okay, so we are between trail or checkpoint 2 and 3. It's stunning. It's stunning, but I hate my life right now. My knee hurts so bad. I don't have water anymore. I'm waiting for the next checkpoint. I feel like it's been supposed to be there for the last hour. Every turn I'm like, surely it's here, and it's not. Yeah, I'm cramping. I just want to get to the station and fucking stop.
Now, I've never had knee injuries or knee problems in the past, so it was quite surprising. But this articulation in my knee started to be really painful. I also started getting stitches, and I kind of just like push through it. And again, we're not going like super fast, so it's manageable. With the heat also, you're kind of starting to hallucinate a little bit. Now, I remember getting to that third checkpoint was a nightmare.
How you doing, man?
I'm dying. Fucking dying. This stop is never coming. They told us 9 kilometers at the previous stop, so we're like, okay, that's not that bad. Bro, every turn for the last hour, I'm like, please be behind us. Bro, I almost fainted.
We pushed through to checkpoint 3, and both Jessie and I arrived quite tired, and we decided to take a longer break. Now, surprisingly, at this point, I'm really ahead of the rest of the boys. And being in so much pain, I'm like, thank God I can like wait for them. I'll take like a much longer break because I need my knee to just not give up on me. I put some ice, I eat a lot, and when I first arrived to that checkpoint, I was super white. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this at all. Like, my knee is just so painful. I think something happened to them as well, where another one in the group started to throw up and puke, which I understand because it was, again, like the temperature difference was not something any of us had prepared for. Not knowing where they were, about 1 hour into waiting at checkpoint 3, I decided to go because also like all of the other runners like passed through me. And the moment that I stand up again, the pain in my knee was crazy.
Do I walk normal? Moving forward.
I had just talked to someone about the fact that I should not take painkillers because it would superficially remove the pain, but the risk of having like a long-term injury was actually massive. And the guy telling me this was like from first-hand experience. He had to stop running for a year long because he did that and his knee got fucked up. So I'm like, okay, no painkillers. I stand up and I'm like, fuck, this is so painful. And I can't walk straight. I essentially did like 300 meters and it was so painful that I'm like, fuck this. Like, let me take a painkiller anyway.
Painkiller better kick in. The guy said it wasn't a smart idea if it really hurts. I think if I can get this knee pain down.
You have the energy.
Yeah.
You're
like muscle-wise and so on, I should find.
I don't want to stop now. I had just like rested. I felt like good in my body and so on. My legs felt okay. Muscles wise, I was all good. I mean, I was, you know, my legs were like tired, but you know, they could keep going.
Okay. We've done a big ascent. This is where we're going now. I think I'm going to that mountain and going from behind. It's tough.
Again, my average pace was quite good, so I was catching up to people even without really running. I was walking, and then at some point I had found some energy, but then we arrived to one of these big mountains. The way up was fine, but the way down was so painful, so painful.
Okay, so I found this little hut and I've been laying down and just fucking considering if I just called them to come pick me up right now because my knees are killing me. I already took a painkiller and on the uphill I could feel it, but it wasn't so bad. But now that we're going downhill, it's so painful. If I already took a painkiller and it's still hurting me a ton, I'm probably just creating an injury for myself, which others have warned me about. They actually all said that taking painkillers is not a good idea. I took one anyway and I'm still really in pain. Just walking even on flat land is, I don't walk properly. I'm in the middle of nowhere right now and I don't even have service, so that's a good thing and a bad thing because it does force me to keep going, but my knees is gonna get more fucked and I have another mountain to climb. I just went down of one. It's so fucked up. Who does this without training? Oh my god, I'm so dizzy. It's a pretty cool place. So this is where I am right now. And I think the next stop is either here, which would be great news, because that means I would have done more than half. Or there's basically like just one mountain to climb and then down. But this is another big mountain here as well. It's pretty technical. Okay. Anyway. Honestly, I'm just gonna go make the other place and I'm probably gonna stop. Just there's no point in numbing myself with painkillers and just being injured for 6 months. Like, that's not worth finishing the marathon. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so quick update. I took a gel with coffee in it and I feel a lot better. If the terrain is kind of flat and like this, well, there's at least some kind of path, then I'm okay.
My watch doesn't really tell me how much left there is until the next checkpoint, but with this caffeinated gel, it gave me that moral boost again to keep going. So I'm just walking at this point because my knee is so painful. I go up another, I don't know how many mountains, and at some point I look behind me and it's Edward, my friend who signed me up to the race, that just caught up to me, and I can see him arriving so fast. And it just gives me so much joy to see somebody else because I've been alone at that point for like the last 6 hours or so.
We're making progress. I think the hack is caffeine. I think that's the hack.
I see you feel a lot better than you did last stage.
I feel okay right now actually, but I don't know if I can keep going.
We finally arrived to checkpoint number 4. So this must have been 45 kilometers in. So we had done our first marathon, and I arrive and I'm like, my knee is not following, but I can see that Edward is not giving up.
For your knees.
Oh, bro, thank you. Climbing up is okay, but going down, my knee is so big.
But otherwise, besides the knee, you feel good?
Yeah. This saved me, bro. Caffeine. Checkpoint 4 to checkpoint 5 is like 2 massive mountains. And at this point, that was the only thing that I was worried about. I'm like, if it's flat, I can do it. If it's uphill, I can do it. If it's downhill, literally the pain in my knee, it's too much to handle.
Explain the situation.
He feels like giving up, and now's not the time. He's already run the marathon, and this is the steepest moment. We'll be helping him.
So we get up the first mountain, and at this point we have both of our girlfriends that are cheering us along and doing the race with us, at least for that checkpoint. And we go up that first hill, again, uphill, no problem. We start going down, and the pain comes back brutally. And I was, at this point, worried. I'm like, if it's this painful and I already had a painkiller, it means that without the painkiller, it's probably 3 times worse. It was exactly 51 kilometers in that I decided to quit.
We're at 51 kilometers, and my knees are, especially this one, is just giving up. Mentally and physically, I'm okay. I mean, I'm still pretty fucking wasted, but I kind of wish I would have gone further.
Quitting had been on my mind for the last 20 kilometers already. It was really the knee that got me. The heat was unforgivable. The terrain was unforgivable. The elevation was also really tough. Just nothing was flat. When it was flat, it felt like heaven. It felt so easy. Looking back, I kind of wish that I had pushed further. I definitely think of this as attempt number 1 and not as a failure. I want to go again. The spirit of the race was incredible. Everyone was so nice, and it's so cool to be amongst people that want to push their limits and challenge themselves. So I really like that. It did resonate with me. I will be back. I will do it again. But for that time, I think stopping was the right thing to do, and I'm glad I did.
I think next time maybe I train.